I know Cata had almost everyone drawn dead on the flop, and he checked it then.
Bardsley had checked to Miller, who bets 1,100 with his pair of trades. Bryce and Gregory fold. Cata makes the call. Bardsley folds.
You know, Cata fully admits he got very lucky at last year's final table, but he correctly says he played pretty good too. Here he flopped another big hand and now has to figure out how to best play it.
The ace was no help to Miller. He checks. Cata bets 2,700.
Cata finally shifts into fifth gear, but Miller can't beat much here. I've got a feeling Joe's going to have to drive away with a small pot.
And Miller will lay it down. A small pot, but it does go to Joe Cata. The 2009 main event champion has maintained his unassuming persona despite his success on poker's biggest stage.
Cameras and autographs and stuff like that. That's the biggest change in my life. I'm getting used to it. I used to be so shy, but now it's getting a little bit easier because I'm opening up a lot more.
Time to get the ball rolling.
My lifestyle hasn't changed too much. I don't need a huge house. I don't want like a fancy car, so I drive it cheap. The money's helpful. I'm able to help my family out a little bit, but it's nothing where I feel like splurging on tons of new stuff. And I'm doing something I love to do, and being able to travel and see the world at an early age, it's great.
After winning the main event, one of Joe's biggest purchases was just a couple of jet skis. The rest of the money, he says, is sitting in the bank. I hope he chose the right bank.
All right, let's go out in this large field, and we see the man Cata beat heads up to win the main event, Darvin Moon. Darvin is just a spectator today as he's scheduled to play in the final day one session. He is sweating Dennis Phillips right now. Dennis picked up pocket kings against Miguel Alvarez, who flopped a set of sixes. Alvarez just bet 2,700 on the river.
I call.
Dennis makes the call.
Had me all the way.
And loses.
Sit in.
Phillips, the chip leader going into the main event final table 2 years ago. Darvin Moon, of course, the chip leader last year.
From two main event chip leaders to Billy Kopp, who was among the chip leaders late in last year's main event until Darvin knocked him out. Kopp trying to double up with trip trays against the pocket queens of Mario Esquerra.
Kopp, still a senior at the University of Kentucky. Poker has slowed down his pursuit of a degree.
Kopp is at risk.
Billy looking to dodge a queen.
The river card is a face card, but it's a jack, and with a full house, Billy Kopp will double up.
And that pot is going to keep Billy Kopp out of class a little longer.
Kopp, a very successful internet player, as is Patrick Antonius at another table. He's successful just about anywhere he goes, except in the main event. He's in a hand right now against Mike Sika.
Antonius still without a bracelet. Little man Mike Sika won one in 2004.
Patrick put out a 1,500 chip bet, and Sika will lay it down.
Patrick looks good today, Lon, doesn't he?
Don't leave him down. The old man's just warming up.
I'm feeling a little hot myself.
Thanks for that segue, Norman, to one of the other hottest players on the planet, Tom Dwan. His online challenge with Patrick Antonius has been an ongoing story, as has his penchant for prop bets, one of which has him wearing a large button of poker pro Peter Jenton hugging a koala bear. Tom, known as Durr, and Michael McNeil just saw a queen of hearts on the river. Dwan check-raised McNeil to 8,700.
Durr and Antonius are playing 50,000 hands of No Limit Hold'em and Pot Limit Omaha online.
McNeil makes the call, and Durr shows the nut flush.
Durr is just 23, but a lot of players talk about him in reverential tones, particularly in regard to his no-limit skills.
Let's get back to table two. Phil Hellmuth's table broke, and a whole new cast of characters has joined him. I guess nobody gets the bounty. After a wardrobe change, Phil leads the way after flopping a set of fives. Bob Redman on the right missed the flop. John Rollison caught a pair of aces, and he bet 800, while Pierre Gilles has an up-and-down straight draw, and he called.
Hellmuth limped in under the gun, then checked his set on the flop.
Hellmuth makes the call for 800. Redmond gets out of the way, so three players will see the turn card. Hellmuth way ahead. Gilles with a straight draw, Rollison drawing thin. It's a 9 on the turn. Hellmuth's 3 5s are best.
Remember, Phil has proclaimed no more poker brat in 2010. He's trying to shed that behavior, and he's kept to it pretty well.
Gilles checks over to Phil, who checks behind. Rollison now, with 2 aces and drawing dead, he bets 1,500. Gilles lays it down. Now to Hellmuth.
9. Wow.
See how friendly Phil is there? Then again, he's in the middle of a hand, and he knows he's probably way ahead.
All right.
Phil calls for 1,500. Rollison and Hellmuth heads up now. 9 pairs the board. Phil improves to 5s full. He has the check mark. Rollison now with aces up. Phil first to act. He checks.
Check.
Hellmuth hoping Rollison bets.
He checks as well.
God dang it all. I had him drawn dead.
You've got to do your own bidding on the river, buddy.
Yeah, he made a great check. Why didn't I bet the river? At least I won the minimum.
Phil happy to win, but may have left some chips on the table. Back at the Rio, the third of 4 day 1 sessions is in full swing, and it's time now for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Wild Card Hand. And for that, we go to table 2, where Phil Hellmuth is seated.
I was just named Jack Link's Wild Card Hand Player of the Month, Lon, because I have been hot.
Action on James Carroll. He has the Jack Link's Wild Card Hand on the button. He's going to raise it to 800.
He used to drive race cars, and he was a tattoo artist. I think he's got gamble in him, Lon. I'm going to put him on 10-8 suited.
All right, to Phil Hellmuth in the big blind with pocket jacks.
Carroll knows Hellmuth's certainly capable of giving up his big blind, but he couldn't know Phil's going to pick up pocket jacks.
And Phil does make the call for 500, and these two will go heads up. The jacks against the mystery hand. The flop is 4-5 tray. Hellmuth gets no help.
Phil told me his bag of tricks is fully operational right now. I don't know if I want to see that entire bag.
Phil will check the flop. Carroll now. He's going to bet it. 1,300.
He's running a grift. He's playing 3-card Monty against my poker brat. Check raise him, Phil. He's trying to run you over with nothing.
Just a call from Phil.
This punk's got 10-8.
All right, turn card now is another tray. So Phil with jacks up.
This guy's got 10-8.
Hellmuth checks again. So to the 10-8 suited. Does he have spades, Norman?
I don't think so.
He does check.
See, I told you. He's got squadouche on a stick. You should have bet, Phil.
River card is a 10 of spades, a third spade on board.
This guy's got 10-8. Guaranteed.
Phil has checked twice.
1475.
Now bets 1475.
What's the point of betting now? He's either got nothing and can't call, or he can beat you and will raise your mixed Marshall behind.
Carroll does raise to 62.